You want your SP to marry you. You want your SP to tell you just how much they love you. But you see, guys, you can't manifest something that you want. You can only manifest what you have. Okay, and I know probably a lot of you guys are like, okay, well, how the heck do I do this? But you need to understand that whenever you are coming from, I have this strong desire for them, I wish I had them, if only I could just hear their voice. This is all you admitting to reality that you don't have it, okay? So how do you have something even though you actually don't? Well, for one, the only reason why you believe that you don't have them is because you're basing it off of the fact that you don't feel their touch right now, okay? But you have to understand that the 3D is a past reflection of all of the things that you have accustomed yourself to previously, whether it was for the past couple of weeks, past couple of months, past couple of years, okay? If you have been talking nothing but BS about your life, that's all you're gonna see is just negative bull crap. You know, your boss treating you like crap, you having very minimal success, if any, in your romantic life. And then money is just gonna be, I mean, don't even get, I mean, you won't be able to even be able to get a grande at Starbucks, okay? So what you see in your circumstances right now, if that person is leaving you on red, if they are being flaky, if you are noticing that your boss is just never appreciative of anything, it's because you are never appreciative of yourself. Okay, it's because you are being flaky, you are being inconsistent about something in your life with yourself. So the easiest way to do this is just to look back at where your mind has been these past couple of months, and you will see that you have manifested your circumstances this whole time, okay? So take time, okay? And I'm not gonna do this whole thing of like, just take a sheet of paper. Nobody even fucking uses paper. Like, what the fuck is that? A pencil? Do you guys even have those anymore? Just fucking, whether you guys are on your way to work, whether you're laying down in your bed, or if you're fucking doom scrolling TikTok, my brethren, does not matter. You're gonna have a moment where you can just fucking look back in your past. Okay, oftentimes fucking listening to music for me gets me back into my past like nothing else. And you'll be able to just realize, oh shit, I was going through a tough time because I just lost my job, and ever since then my whole confidence just took a huge toll, and therefore I just started hearing all these thoughts, all these inner dialogues about how women are not going to want me because I don't have enough money, and then boom, that had to happen. Okay, like I said a story about this in my last video. In my math class one day, I was, you know, just having a fucking shit show with one of my friends. We were just breaking each other's balls, just like dudes always do, right? And one of the hot girls in the class calls me out in front of everybody for making fun of my friend. But the thing is, she was retarded because she would not even notice me, that she didn't even take the time to realize this is my actual friend. But because my friend was a little bit more dorkier than me, she probably assumed that, oh, I was just picking on him, right? So she stood up for him. She was saying, you know, hey, leave him alone. You know, you think you're so cool, Neo, but you're not. Okay, so how about you shut up and just go back to doing whatever you're doing, right? And everybody was like, wow, what the fuck? She really put Neo in his place, right? Now, the weird thing is, like, I mean, back then, this was like, how old was I? Like, fucking 13, I guess, maybe? Or how old are you in fucking high school? Jesus Christ. 16. It's weird. I don't even remember being in these ages, right? I'm telling you, like, I feel like this was a movie that I was watching rather than it was actually me, because all the stage changes that I went through, can't even remember. But the point is there were actual moments in that class. I was actually very introverted, but I would only talk to my friend. And it was interesting. She ends up calling me out for me making fun of my friend, which later on I realized he was not even my fucking friend to begin with. If he wouldn't said, hey, leave him alone, that's he was just joking around. He's my buddy. He fucking, back then I didn't even realize it at the time, but he revealed his true colors there. But the point being is, before that, I would see imaginal acts in my head of people calling me out because I thought I was too cool. Because that was a belief that I told myself, right? Now, what's interesting is I didn't believe that about myself, that I was trying too hard to be cool and popular and trying to fit in that class. But nonetheless, it had to reflect whenever reality got the opportunity to, right? And this girl saw the opportunity because she didn't know any better, and she thought that I was picking on this guy. But you see, the thing is like, when I was picking on him, I think there was always a part of me that knew that somebody was going to hear me, and I was hoping, in a way, on a subconscious level, because I naturally kept telling myself, I'm trying too hard, I'm trying too hard, I'm trying too hard. And there was probably a part of me unconsciously that wanted somebody to hear what I was saying to my friend, and finally they would get I would get their attention, and they would laugh, be like, oh, this guy's actually really funny, right? Like, it's like those people who constantly tell jokes in your social group, or in your group of friends, or mutual friends, and it's like, dude, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, they're read the fucking room, right? And I should have read the room. Like, in that class, I mean, just nobody really fucked with me, right? But maybe there was a part of me that was unconsciously trying to get this attention, and only backfire, right? But regardless, I had so many imaginal acts years before that, because I think this was my senior year, and I would hear people saying, oh, you just think you're so cool, Neo, but you're not. And she reflected that back to me word for fucking word. And you see, when I had those imaginal acts, I didn't fucking see them in 8K Ultra. I didn't fucking try my best to fucking feel the feeling, and the feeling is a secret. All I did was I had them, and I didn't fucking argue. I didn't deny it. I fucking let it be. Kind of like if someone says something about your mother and you just let it be. Like, your mother is a blankety blank blank blank. Like, if you don't check them at all, someone's gonna be like, wow, sir, I guess you really don't care about your mother. Well, when you don't check those imaginal acts, when they're about negative shit, your reality is gonna be like, okay, well, I guess that shit is coming to you, motherfucker. So the same way that you manifest negative shit, like I manifested that, which, by the way, I did the same thing with my ex, like I talked about in the last video. Everything that I was afraid of that she was going to tell me, she told me, right? Watch my video called A Car Night Drive, yapping about manifestation struggles, right? Well, I realized something. If you can manifest word for word imaginal acts about negative shit, your subconscious is retarded. It doesn't give a shit if it's positive or negative, as long as you identify with conviction an imaginal act, it will happen. Okay, so going back to how I started this video, you need to understand that, yes, the 3D is a past reflection, right? And look, it took 2 years, or maybe even more, for that manifestation to come. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to take 2 years for you to manifest your SP, but I'm saying, like, when it happened to me, it felt like yesterday that I was having those insecurities, right? Because you see, the thing is leading up to that moment where that hot girl told me, like, oh, you think you're so cool, but you're not, and embarrassed me in front of my whole class, right? And by the way, I think even a teacher heard, and she was like this fucking, like, Lord of the Rings gremlin looking creature who smoked a lot, and she's like, I'll turn to chapter 4. And I'm just like, who the fuck, she would get so mad when someone was talking, but she couldn't even have the nerve to fucking do her job this once. Like, you asshole. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna, I was gonna say something crazy, but we'll save it for the Patreon. But anyways, if I could manifest that shit word for word, I know I could manifest the perfect things, the things of my SP worshiping me, money, etc., etc., etc. And the way to do it, guys, because I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not the same as negative stuff. I know a lot of coaches like, just do it the way they're not. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. The reason why it's not is because for the negative stuff, it's already like family. You know, have you ever heard that saying when someone says, well, you know, could say fuck you to this one guy, but with this other guy I can't, because they're like family. I'll still say, hey dude, that was really messed up that you did that, but I can't just fucking get so mad. He's like family. I have to do this. He's family. He's like, yeah, but he stole 50. I know, but I mean, he's like family. All right, whatever. You know, so that's the way it is with negative stuff. Is you have been doing it for so long, it's become normal to you, right? So when you do an imaginal act and you are trying to manifest an SP texting you, for example, right? It's not the same as you thinking like they're gonna cheat on you and then they cheat on you a year later, and it's just it's word for word the same exact you know, or image for image the same exact scenario, right? It's not necessarily the same thing, right? Because the reason why that manifests so perfectly a lot of times is because it is so ingrained in your nature. So the key is when you're going to do an imaginal act, in order for it to be as powerful as when you manifest negative stuff, you can't just do the imaginal act as, well, okay, I'm just going to think it and it's going to happen. In a way, yes, it can work like that. But the problem is with the negative thing, the reason why it worked is not only because it was like family to you, because you are so used to talking negative shit, but here's another thing. You never once checked the 3D to see if it was coming. Okay? So, okay, have you ever heard somebody say, you know, that never even crossed my mind. I never even thought of that. With negative stuff, like whenever I said, what if someone was to call me out for being a tryhard? What if someone was to say, I tried too hard to be cool? I never once said, that's probably not true. There's a part of me that knows that I really am fucking awesome. I never fucking thought that once. But if you even think once, after you do your imaginal act where your SP is texting you, if you even have one thought, what if this doesn't work, then it's not going to be as powerful and as strong as the negative ones. So the key is to approach it differently. Okay, the key is when you do an imaginal act or even affirmations, which, to be honest, imaginal acts and affirmations, coaches won't tell you this is the exact same thing. Exact same thing. You can fucking do inner conversation. It's the same thing. Basically, any manifestation technique is the same thing, because all you are doing is revealing to your reality, revealing to your subconscious what is. If you decide in your imagination that you and your SP are together, that is what is. If you tell yourself, me and my SP are together, that is what must be. If you have an inner dialogue where they are revealing their feelings for you, that is what must be, right? The problem is, like I said, we check the 3D, and we, by checking the 3D, act as the person who doesn't have them, because the person who did have them would not have to check the 3D to see and have all this reassurance. So therefore, we throw water on the flame and we have to start the spark again, right? So the key to not have those thoughts take hold and take power is non-duality. Okay, again, you didn't need this for when you were manifesting negative bullshit, when you were manifesting financial struggles, when you grew up with this mentality that money was hard to get by, so therefore you ingrained that in your mind, and it had to be, right? But when it gets to the point where you have been so intertwined with negative bullshit that the only way that you can manifest overnight is if it's something negative, which a lot of coaches don't tell you that. It's, again, like I'm gonna reiterate again, it is not true that you can fucking manifest the same exact way that you do with negative shit. It's the same idea, yes, but to just think that it's going to happen in the same time frame, not in the same way. No, because again, the negative shit will not get any ego backlash, because the ego will not disagree, because it agrees that whatever is normal to you will happen. If you say that a unicorn is gonna fucking fly out of the sky and eat your ass, your ego's gonna be like, dude, stop doing drugs. But if you say that my boss is gonna fucking get mad at me because I'm late for the 10th time, your ego is gonna be like, yeah, no shit, bro. Like, what the fuck? Okay? Now, you could let a unicorn go out there and eat your ass, but I'm gonna tell you how. Okay? So, the key is, when you can't fight an army, detach yourself from the war altogether. Okay? So, in other words, that is where non-duality comes in. And if you want a more in-depth video, comment down below and I can go more in depth. But if you want also a great explanation for what non-duality is, look up Rupert Spira, Rupertspira, the best teacher of non-duality, that's his expertise. I teach it in, minimal ways, but he's strictly non-duality, not so much a manifestation coach like me. But all non-duality is understanding that you are not the mind, you are not the body, you are just awareness of whatever your mind or body experiences, which, by the way, that includes your past, your future, because past and future is simply perceived by the brain, but you're not the mind or the body. The brain is located in the body. And that also includes your emotions, because emotions are just chemical reactions in your organs, in your stomach, in your brain, and that's your body. You are the one observing all of that. So when you step away from reality, not in the sense of what reality really is, which reality actually in essence is all that is being perceived, even the one who's aware of the fact that you are being aware, and you're like, holy shit, where is this going? But again, like I said, if you don't understand this, check out Rupert Spira's stuff. I don't want to give it all in one video, because this video will take too long. But when you can step back from that, when the thoughts come after you say that the unicorn is going to come to my window and lick the shit out of my ass, or when you say, me and my SP are married, I don't give a fuck what the 3D is showing me, your ego's gonna come, right? But when you do non-duality, it's a force field, right? It's kind of like that scene in E.T. where Elliot was being chased by the FBI agents, and they were so close to catching him, and he was like, well, what the fuck? Okay, like, maybe E.T. can get away because he has superpowers, but what about me? And right when they're about to get him, he separates himself and they start flying in the air, in that famous scene where they are flying in the bicycle, right? That's what happens, is like right when the fucking thoughts would normally get you, you separate yourself and you fly away by just observing them. Okay, and when you can get to the point where this is a consistent practice, which really doesn't take that long if you really dive into this stuff, like, again, really check out non-duality. If not, Rupert Spira, just watch a video. They're all over YouTube. Okay, and again, if you want me to make my own videos, I can too, but I gotta be honest with you, they're my least favorite thing to explain, because a lot of people are retarded. So maybe that's an assumption I gotta get rid of, right? But when you do that, you won't feel the effect anymore of those thoughts. And therefore, when you manifest from awareness rather than from the mind or the body, that is where you can say stuff like, my SP is madly in love with me. I am financially free. I don't have to work a day in my life, right? And it will actually come quick, like the negative shit, okay? So that is really the base fundamentals of manifestation. And I really like these masterclass videos. I'm gonna make more of these, but if there was something that you felt like I needed to go more in depth, let me know and I can make 50 more million of these, okay? But if there's a specific situation that you want help with an SP, with financial situations, or even with physical appearance change, or you want to turn into an anime character, whatever, book a call with me. The links are in the description. I would love to work with you. And also, guys, if you join the channel membership, you get discounts to my consultations, to any service that you want, including the self-pedestalization affirmations that I send to people, where they give me their backstory, and I'll use their SP's name and them in the same sentence, basically telling themselves every single morning that they're fucking, and that their SP is obsessed with them. And it hits the subconscious stronger because we're using actual names, right? And surprisingly, that is the one that has actually gotten the quickest results with my clients. A lot of them love them, right? Watch my affirmation videos where I talk about that. But if you want those, they're also discounted if you become a channel member. But they're honestly the cheapest thing on my store. So if you don't want to be a member, you should really check those out. Other than that, guys, I love y'all. And again, let me know if you guys want to see anything on this channel. Take care. Be safe out there. Happy creating.